Where is this mine now? How big is it? And what is it they actually want to do?
The mine is the third biggest in the state. It exports about 12 million tonnes of coal a year. It is around about 11 kilometres long to 12 kilometres long. In the width, it's about 5 to 6 kilometres across. And the actual front line of the mine is about 5 kilometres from our home. What they're proposing to do, contrary to what they agreed and promised they wouldn't do back in 2003, is to expand that mine to within 2.6 kilometres of Bulga. And we found out about a month ago they are now working on the next stage, which brings it within 500 metres of Bulga. So it's going to be devastation for the village of Bulga. We've had the land here 14 years, I think it is. We started building the guest accommodation virtually straight after that. And I retired up here now 8 years ago, and we built this house. So yeah, it's been a long building process. It's been interrupted a bit by fighting the mining company over
6 years ago you got the confirmed information that they wanted to come through the conservation zone, or what you thought was a conservation zone, towards Bulga itself.
That's right. The president at the time of our local Progress Association, which was just a small group of people interested in looking after Bulga, planting trees and things, made the announcement that he'd been advised by Rio Tinto that they were going to expand towards us. Now, that came as a big shock to all the residents of Bulga, because it had been made very clear to them that over the years they would not come west of this divide, the Wallaby Scrub Road, and there was a large area that was set aside as a protection area, not only for the woodlands but also for us. So they were going to come within 2.6 kilometres of Bulga. So had the public meeting.
How many were at the public meeting?
Oh, about 80.
Yeah.
So of a population of those days of about 350, that was a big number.
Absolutely.
Now that meeting voted unanimously to fight and stop the mine.
And how did a community this small get together the wherewithal to actually fight somebody like Rio Tinto?
Well, first of all, we commissioned the Environmental Defenders Office to actually help us with this, because simply we weren't expert. And we set about raising funding. We used a lot of the funding that was available within our own organisation, which was to be used for publishing a book, which was to be used for improving areas. So we in effect had to reallocate budgets, but also we went on fundraising, and we raised the whole of the money required to fight this in the courts. When you win in the Land and Environment Court with such a victory, suddenly you've got a lot of new supporters, because then people could see that there is something that these people are coming up with. They have changed the status quo, and we should support them because they're right. Yeah.
And then it went to the Supreme Court.
Yes. Now that was a big one for us, because the appeal in the Supreme Court was brought not only by Rio Tinto, which you could expect, but the government actually joined Rio Tinto. So not only were we fighting the second biggest mining company in the world, we were also fighting the state government.
And to go back to that court case, it was a real David and Goliath situation in the court itself.
Oh yes, yeah.
Can you just fill us in on that scene?
It was quite, well, I could say amusing, but it's a bit nerve-wracking to say when you have 12 of their senior counsel, junior counsel, assisting counsel, advising solicitors, dog's body solicitors, 12 of them sitting in the front row, and we had 3, at times only 2, and yet we beat them.